There's always crap on the screen. That's what they do. They like doodle when they have a chance to. Anyway, hi everybody.
Shit.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
I think it's Mads and Lindsay. Suspecting look.
Excuse you. The only thing I've drawn on this entire map is the drug owl that's in the bottom corner.
The drug owl.
Yeah.
Why is it drug owl?
It's a Vine reference.
Yeah, it's a Vine reference. The drugs.
The dogs.
The
No.
drugs.
But anyway, hi. We're playing Children of Rath. We have a drug owl on our map. It's not really a map. It's just an image. It's just a blank screen with a drug owl.
You really need to make it a dark layer in the back so it's not so freaking blindly white.
No, it must be blinding white. This dark mode you speak of doesn't exist.
No, you can just turn the backdrop to black.
Lies.
I was a DM on your channel. I did it before.
Lies. White is the only way to go. It is appropriate because if I would be here with real life with you people, I would lay out a map that would be perfectly white with squares on it for which you
No,
put
it'd probably
miniatures
be
and stuff on it.
tan.
No. Tan was what our friend had because he had one of the canvas ones. I just used white because I had the D&D miniatures ones.
Yes, but then we would also sit a bunch of crap on it, so it wouldn't be constantly white.
There's
It's
drug
different-
owl on this one.
And it's different when you're talking a screen versus the whiteness of a screen versus the whiteness of a paper map.
I'm just going to suspectingly look at you.
I suspectedly look at you.
I'm eating little man. Little man.
I'm just here.
I'm just vibing.
Yeah.
So, now that we've been not distracted by white, deafening drug owls, what was I talking about? Hey,
Drug
we're playing D&D. Yeah, that's what we're actually doing, probably. If you haven't joined us,
with drug owls.
if you haven't joined us, we're in the Magic Gathering plane of Dominaria. They're in Benalia. They've been having some misadventures there. They went on trial and, got through that okay. They met Angel Pope, got through that okay. And now, after some time hanging out with their good man, Nim, who's given them some gifts to go, and kind of like a journal, it's getting about the time to separate from him. Because he's arranged for a boat to take him north, towards Kelt. It'll be leaving the exact same day of your boat, which is going to be heading to the west, towards Tolaria, to the main academy. Is there anything you want to do for your final days together? This is post the beach, everything went well there, you had a good time together, memorable time. There's only a few days left in town before you're heading out.
Well, I know I was meeting up with the one I can speak today. The one guy about
The orcs.
letting him know about the orcs.
Yep. And he'll take that information. He'll be a little sus of you, suspecting of you, just because, the relationship you sort of had. But he won't dismiss it outright. And he will thank you for it.
You're welcome. I just wanted to warn you because I know you have people out that way. And it does not seem to be a good situation out there.
If you're right about this information, it will be good to use and good to keep track of.
If you come upon a dilapidated village that was once home to dwarfs, they're still there. They're just hiding.
Also good to keep that in mind. Thanks.
You're welcome. Thank you for listening.
Mm-hmm. Any other remaining things that need to be done around town here? You're going to spend some time together. Certainly, But Radiant will actually spend some time away from you guys, going and visiting the angels and the church for these last few days. Hang will probably hang around with a lot of you, especially Wintress. And Latula will actually go off on her own a little bit, seemingly doing some research and looking into some things. Probably because of her own religious quest that she's been on for this entire journey, technically.
Neat.
Okay. Those last few days.
Hey,
No.
wait, I was gonna say, hey, Kaz, do you want to go find some drugs?
Oh, I would love to go find some drugs.
Is it possible that Kaz and Carrie can go find drugs?
We just
I'd be
want
really
some more
careful
smoke
here.
leaf.
Roll a
I did check, and the Vatican did have a drug smuggling problem at one point.
Please roll me a local check with disadvantage.
We don't have
What the
local
hell is that?
History, then. Sorry.
history.
Again, I have
We're
a
both
blank.
very good at
Yes.
Mine's plus 11.
mine's +8.
Mhm.
We should both do it.
Yeah, let's just both do it at disadvantage.
I mean, investigation might make more sense.
Hi, I'm Carrie and I know history.
And drugs.
Okay.
And drugs.
Sure. You can look into some things and discreetly ask a few things. And you can learn that there is indeed a place where you can get some illegal substances. Run by a small, both figurative and literal, cabal. A cabal of, well, cabal members who've been hiding out in the city.
Alright, so maybe we should
In
look
other
at
words,
drugs.
hey Kaz. No, hey Kaz, you can go get drugs and I can just stay behind.
Alright, don't get kidnapped this time.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not going to be near, so they're not going to know I'm here.
And plus Maxwell isn't here, so their chance
Yes,
of getting
so-
kidnapped are lower.
Absolutely, it is. I'll
Okay.
just give you gold to get me both smoke leaf and whatever exotic shit they have.
Sure, we'll try. We'll try. This will go great.
Okay. So you'll find yourself in part of the city that's probably... it's still a pretty decent part of the city, but it's kind of like an area that's a little less, not a lot less merchants, it's more like homes and stuff, some warehouses and things like that, storage, kind of things like that, or some businesses. Kind of a little bit area slightly off the docks. And you're kind of find an area where there's a building with like where you hear tale, or Carrie heard tale, and was able to let you know that there's this one basement that you can kind of go to, and you have to give a code phrase to enter into. There's always darkness in the light, is the code phrase.
Cool. This isn't ominous at all.
You're the one who agreed.
We're going to be ready to start a fire, should it come up. And we'll just see what happens.
So there's like an entrance to this basement area kind of from the outside, so there's like a staircase down leading to like what would be like an underground area with like a door kind of there. It looks like it probably was a shop at one point in time. Now the outside windows kind of boarded up. There's no markings on it. The door itself doesn't look to be boarded up, just the window.
Okay. And I need to just knock on the door? Or you said go down?
Yeah. Knock on the door.
Oh, knock on the door.
You knock, and the door will crack open a little bit, and a kind of cloaked figure will kind of be looking out.
Man, I know you just said it. What was that passphrase again?
There's always darkness in amongst the light.
There is always darkness in amongst the light.
Come on in.
Oh, great. All right.
He'll kind of let you in. He looks to kind of be like a burlier kind of bouncer type. He's obviously got like weapons at his side, you know, ready. There's a couple other men like that. There's kind of like a small hallway down here leading off to these little, like, kind of office spaces. The doors are open, and you can see, like, as you're walking by one of them, there's some very attractive, like, men and women in the one. Another one seems to have what it looks to be weapons. Another one of the rooms seems to be has like a bunch of storage in it. Another one seems to be like kind of like a smoke-filled room where some people are meeting, and you're led to this kind of back, larger room where there seems to be like a number of people kind of around desks. In one area of it, it seems to be a bunch of people playing some kind of card game, and kind of like you're kind of like escorted over to one of the desks, where there's this kind of squirrely, scry-looking man, kind of got like a black robe on. It looks like he's got a hood down. He looks a little emaciated, but it could be just naturally that he's kind of thin and skinny like that. Kind of pointed nose. He's human, and he's like, "Ah, what can I do for you, goblin friend? What brings you to our place of business?"
Specifically, smoke leaf.
That could easily be arranged. He's going to mention, kind of point over as someone kind of moves off to probably go get something.
And also if you have anything a bit more exotic or fun.
There are a few things that I could think of. Have I seen you before somewhere? Have you been here before?
Here? No, I haven't.
Odd. Roll me a perception.
Okay. Second.
As you're kind of like waiting and looking around a little bit, you know, kind of eyeing up what's going on here.
Why, that's not supposed to be a disadvantage.
Okay, 13's enough though.
Alright, cool.
You're kind of like looking around, and you notice there's actually a board that appears to be people wanted by the Cabal. You go through, there's a couple of people that you don't recognize, and then you're like, huh, that kind of looks like Carrie. Well, that makes sense. Huh. Wait a second, that kind of looks like me.
Uh-oh.
As it
This
looks
was a
to be
mistake.
the 5 of you up on the board, people wanted by the Cabal.
Man, why all of us? What did Wintress do?
Killed a Cabal member when they tried to kidnap you.
Did she?
Yes.
Yeah, we did. We all did.
I don't think I did.
Well,
look, I just want to get my business done, and then I'll be out of your hair, and it will just be a smooth transaction.
A person will come back with like a small like a package of smoke leaf. You're assuming it's like, you know, a decent package or something. He'll give you a price. He'll be like, 10 gold for the package. It's not cheap to smuggle things into here. Not anymore.
Oh.
If you're looking for something more stronger, we can discuss things a little bit more.
You know, I think for now, just the smoke leaf would be fine.
Excellent. 10 gold, then.
I will
Goblin
pay
friend.
the 10 gold.
I didn't catch your name, though, in case we need to keep track of repeat business.
Sure, I don't think it'll be possible. I'm not going to be staying around too soon. My name is Slthricarthlrknk.
Well, Slarvat, we're always happy to have goblin friends in from other parts of the world here, stopping by. I'm sure some of
I
your...
didn't catch your name either.
Ah. Well, I wasn't going to give it, but since you seem so friendly, the name's Fel.
Fel?
It's just F-E-L, Fel. Keep me in mind whenever you need anything. And as always, make sure that you go and check in with the Cabal first. We have the best things. And
Of course.
And do not listen to anybody that says anything different about our strength in this world.
I never will.
Excellent. Okay.
And then I'm going to leave
Mm-hmm.
calmly,
Mm-hmm.
somewhat quickly.
You'll notice that he will be kind of scratching his chin, kind of looking around for a minute as he's thinking. Mm-hmm. All right. You'll make it out of there, all right.
Okay, then I'm gonna rush back to where Carrie was.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so I only got the smoke leaf because turns out we're all very wanted by the Cabal now.
Carrie, please roll a perception.
Me, please roll the perception.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not very good at that. I don't think I am, actually. I'm not. I'm not.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Kaz, you can roll a perception. All right. Okay.
Can my homunculus roll perception?
I mean, is it out and about looking around?
It usually is.
Oh, okay, sure.
Good, because my homunculus is actually proficient in perception. I mean, I am too, but it has a higher wisdom.
Mm.
Or not a higher wisdom. For some reason, it's just better at perception than me. That's better.
Mm-hmm. As the two of you are chatting, your homunculus will kind of like nudge into you.
Hmm.
And kind of like do like a kind of like look back thing, you know.
Mm-hmm. I'll look to where the homunculus is indicating.
There seems to be at least 3 or 4 cloaked figures that are seemingly like stalking up through the crowds towards where you're at.
Oh, we should leave this place right now. Like, we should get going.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. How you leaving?
I think we're largely going to be heading towards where the rest of the group most likely is.
Mm-hmm.
Quickly moving through the crowd as efficiently as we can. If we can't, then probably with some magic. There's probably going to be just bullshittery involved.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Carrie can just turn
I
invisible.
don't know what magic I have anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah,
hey,
I can
I
just turn
also have
invisible. I forgot about that.
Hey, I also have invisibility stocked.
Hmm.
Do you want to turn invisible?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what? I also feel like this is something that probably we've talked about before. So yeah, just look at each other and be like, yeah, let's go invisible.
Okay.
Fuck
Yeah.
it.
So 2 of you do invisible, and you definitely lose them then. Other options could have probably been flying away.
Flying away was that was my second option, but I don't.
That's
think
very conspicuous.
I do also have fly prepped. Wow. I guess I decided to prep things that are perfect for fleeing.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Didn't prep disguise self though. That would have been a good idea.
Flying is conspicuous, but it's also a
I
good
have
way to
that.
avoid being tracked and followed. So it's like people will notice you flying. But then again, remember the sky is filled with giant flying islands. So, I mean...
Yeah, but also a giant flying demon is probably pretty memorable.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, alright, you've turned invisible, you get away. You're okay. Safe and sound.
And with drugs.
And with some smoke leaf.
How much smoke leaf? About a pound, probably.
Like, a brick's worth. Not tightly packed.
I have no idea how much that is. I don't know.
I don't
much about
either
sugar.
know, but it's probably less than you got before and more expensive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I was on a wanted poster, so I was just trying to get on out of there
Yeah.
before they try to do things that I don't want them to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, realize that we're on wanted posters.
Yeah, that was fun to see.
There were rewards for you.
Hey, what are the rewards?
Hmm. Let's see here. 20,000 gold for carry, alive only. Has to be alive. And currently 5,000 for each of the rest of you, dead or alive.
Hey, Kaz, I just got a really bad idea.
Are you thinking of grifting the cult in order to get us a lot of money?
Yes.
Because that's all. I was also thinking the same thing. I
You
don't
know,
think it would go well.
But if we had a really good foolproof plan, it would be worth it to get 20,000 gold, because they want me alive anyway.
20,000 for you and 5,000 for the rest of us.
Yeah, but I'd be worried about them killing you just outright. Whereas me, they're gonna keep alive, because they want me alive.
I also did. So they asked me my name, and I obviously gave them a fake name, but it was my brother's name. So I'm curious to see if my brother becomes wanted too. But fuck him, so I don't care.
Yeah, it could be funny. Did he try to eat you ever?
Of course he tried to eat me. They all tried to eat me.
So, yeah, fuck them.
Yeah.
Yeah, good plan. Now we just need to convince, at the very least, Wintress to go with our plan of, faking giving me over, getting 20,000 gold, and then, running away.
Here's the thing. I think of everyone, Maxwell might be A, the most willing to get in on a good grift, and B, one of the better people to have on our side for a grift. If anyone would be capable of selling it, it would probably be Maxwell.
Yeah, you're right about that, as much as I don't want you to be.
Mm-hmm.
A scam! We're scamming them.
They're gonna scam
We're
them.
trying to scam.
A grift. It's yeah, it's a scam.
I've never heard of that term in my life.
I hope you now also enjoy possum.
Possum?
Possum
Awesome.
on the map.
There's a possum on the map?
Possum on the map.
There is
Oh,
a possum
hey,
on the
yeah,
map.
that's a possum.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
I'm heading to possum.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the platypus. Fuck you.
What?
It's no
I don't
dire
know.
platypus that has horns that shoot electricity, breathes fire, spits a gunk which basically acts like, insect hives to make nests, has 6 legs, and is still poisonous, and is the size of a horse. Dire platypus.
Actually, it's me.
Mm-hmm.
I do that.
Okay, so you'll head back to everybody, I assume?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is probably kind of evening, so they're probably at the establishment you've been staying at lunch.
So... Hey, y'all remember last time I went to go get drugs and got kidnapped? Because of Maxwell?
Gary,
Yeah.
I hope you're not planning anything stupid.
Oh no, we already did the stupid.
Yes, we
well,
did.
to be fair, we are planning something even more stupid.
I specifically did the stupid this time, though. It worked out
Yes.
fine.
We were smart about being stupid.
Yes.
How does that work exactly?
Carefully.
Otherwise known as I sent Kazan when we learned that the Cabal has all the drugs.
Oh.
But also, hey, there's a price on all of our heads.
We're worth something to someone else?
Well, all of you
Would
guys
worth
are
a
worth
lot to
5,000
someone
gold
else.
dead or alive. Yeah, 5,000 gold dead or alive for all of you. 20,000 alive only for me.
Pray tell, who wants us dead?
The Cabal.
The Cabal,
Oh.
as per usual. But also, hey, Maxwell, what do you think about scamming some Cabals?
On fourth wall break. Remind me who the Cabals were.
The Cabal is a cult dedicated to Carrie's grandfather.
Yeah.
Why would we
They
want to?
currently running Urborg.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Now,
They're
granted,
bad.
her
You don't
grandfather.
have any
her
qualms
grandma-
with scamming the Cabal specifically, given your relation to them?
You realize that they did try to kidnap me that one time.
Yeah, you were complicit,
And the
remember?
bounty's on her head as well.
I'm going to be.
Yeah, but they want me alive.
I might be a bearer of bad news here, but I'm guessing the Cabal agents here probably have those posters, but are not in a position to collect, meaning they would most likely send you to Urborg itself to collect.
Oh, no, I'm not talking right now.
No, this is like an eventual scam.
Yeah. Probably when we get to Urborg.
I
I
still
wouldn't
would.
be opposed to making money.
A lot of money.
I wouldn't be
lot of
opposed to
money.
making even more money.
Oh, that's a good point. Maybe we can haggle and get more than just the 20,000.
True.
See, this is why I said you would. See, I said Max would be the perfect man for this plan. I fucking knew it. I knew
It's
you'd
the
be
least
good.
I can do to make up for all my transgressions in the past.
By allowing me to get kidnapped again. But this time on my terms.
Yes, on
I mean,
purpose.
I could look like you.
I could look like someone else if I'm well pleased.
That's a good...
But... Oh, you know what? That could be part of the plan. We have got some planning to do when we scam the Cabal out of 20,000 gold.
And you got to remember, I am a trained thief. I can sneak and pick locks.
Oh, that's true. Also, you can just turn into Gloop and Gloop out of the bars.
That too.
All I'm hearing is that we are in a shoo-in for getting 20,000 easy gold.
Absolutely, we are.
So, I just need to know who. Which members of the A team are you all going to be?
I haven't looked at the members of the A team in like 15 years.
I pity the fool.
You are not their B.A. Baracus. Thank you very much.
You're definitely
I
not.
just had to say I pity.
You can be their face man, quite literally, because of your transformation abilities.
Also, I'm pretty sure I Pity the Fool wasn't from the A team.
That was though Mr. T.
It
Yeah,
was, but I'm pretty sure it was him and Rocky.
I think it is.
It was him in a lot of things.
I'm pretty sure your Howling Mad Murdoch is probably Kaz.
That
So-
sounds right.
So
I assume I'm Hannibal.
you could be their Hannibal.
Okay.
And Carrie could be a B.A. Baracus, and I don't know what Wintress is. She's one of their
Yeah.
you could be like Amy Allen, the intrepid reporter from the pilot episode. I don't know. They've got characters that were in some of the seasons that were recurring. Anyway, you can fill that out later. Doesn't matter now. So yes, you'll have a plan, and hopefully execute it at some point in time when you're in, like, Urborg, doing other Urborgy stuff.
Oh yeah, no, it was never going to be right now, because who the fuck has 20,000 gold in this city, other than the rich fucks?
There probably are,
Rich
like,
fucks.
businesses, too, that have it and things like that, but assuming a criminal enterprise probably that's, like, kind of on the down low is probably not going to have it as much. That is definitely an accuracy.
I don't know who it was, but there was a Amy Amanda AAA Allen.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird characters that showed up for, like, a season or something. That's the A-team for you. Mm-hmm. Bum, 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 bum.
Listen, I'm just happy now that we both have drugs. I
Yes.
was gonna say we all have drugs, but only 2 of the party actually does those.
I've partaken a little bit here and there.
Yes,
Yeah, but then you've got Carrie and Kaz who live off the ship.
take a lot of drugs.
Because it doesn't do much for me in general.
For Kaz, it's about experimentation. For Carrie, it's about rage control.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm afraid if I try to do too much and it works, one of my other personalities might come out.
Yeah, that'd be bad, especially if it was that one guy who I
Yeah.
almost got in a weird Pokemon battle with.
Yes. So
It would have been fine, probably.
So, Tantus, I am doing what I was chatting to you about.
Yep, that's perfectly fine, and you'll have it done in time. Anybody else doing anything else in the meantime?
I would like to buy that one captain council member a drink.
Sure.
I can't remember his name.
Give me a second, and I can
Is
get
this a
it.
character you're trying to romance?
No, he's a little old for me.
He's quite old.
It's more like, oh yeah, I haven't talked to another sailor in a long time since I've been traveling around with these chuckle fucks.
Mm-hmm. I believe it is Jarek Dinez.
Yeah, Jake Dinez.
Mm-hmm. He will definitely. He will join you down in the docks because he's probably down there anyway, doing something, you know, like with parts of like the Navy, probably like doing an inspection. And he's drinking with a bunch of the sailors and like invites you to come along, you know. So there's a bunch of like naval sailors that he's just gonna have like, you know, singing like some old shanties and stuff and getting people riled up and drunk. And he's just drinking and partying in the night, and you could just hang out with him in their group.
That's exactly what I was hoping for.
Mm-hmm. It'll generally be a very good time.
Great. That works out well. That way, if ever we need to come back and accidentally do another arson or something, at least one of the council members will remember and like us.
Like, as the night ends, they'll kind of give you a slap on the shoulder, like, "Aye, Kaz, you're a good one."
I mean, you're not half bad yourself. You're running a whole ass naval empire, basically.
It's been a lot of years.
I bet.
I know my children and grandchildren keep talking about me stepping down, letting someone else lead the family, but just can't help it. Salt air,
Well,
the sea calls to me so much.
I mean, no one could run it as well as you can. Oh, I can't wait to be back on the water. It's been too long since I was on a proper sailing ship.
Well, good luck on your journeys. And
Thank you, and good luck with all your endeavors.
indeed, should you see anything out there upon the seas, keep it in mind that the Benalia Navy is always out there to assist, if you can reach us.
I will keep that in mind, thank you.
So, it'll be a very nice time, kind of enjoyable. When everybody kind of reassembles for that final night, Nim will actually take you out to like a nice restaurant that seems to be actually run by an elven woman, and she seems to be producing elven dishes. Not again, it doesn't seem to just be from Llanowar. It seems that she's like studied elven dishes from various groups of elf from across of all of Dominaria, and where you can reproduce a number of dishes from all the various different cultures, the different elven groups. As you're kind of enjoying the dinner there, Nim will kind of like raise a glass with some relatively expensive elven wine and be like, "Friends, it has been an honor to travel with you. It's been a long time since I've traveled with such interesting folks. It was a whim that I decided to pick you up, so to say, travel with you. But I think it was the best whim I've done in quite a while. I will miss you all. But know that, if ever our winds will take us in the same place again, we will still remain friends. From now until the end of our times. And know that, as I said to our friend Maxwell a little while ago, should you ever truly need me, I can be there.
Am I allowed to walk up to Nim?
Sure. I mean, because right now you're around a table, you know, enjoying like a dinner and stuff.
Oh, I thought he was like leaving right now. Never mind.
No. There's like,
No.
You know, yeah, there's
All
like a big dinner that he took you to at like an elven restaurant in town, with like elven wine, some very fine dishes and stuff. You can see that there's definitely like stuff from Llanowar is a little bit more vegetarian. Yavamayan elves who are a little bit more savage, you know, kind of has like a lot of rustic, you know, things like gamey animals and stuff like that, like deer and boar and stuff in their meats. And like there's even some sky shroud dishes, which like Claude, there'll be something familiar about it. You're guessing it's probably from somewhere in you, because one of your people is a sky shroud elf. It's the sky shroud stuff is very like light and has the ability to, like, if you need to travel or something, it's easily picked up, you know. Again, different kind of territories that they came from. The meal will be good, and Nim will just kind of keep quiet after he gives the toast. You have it now, Joe.
Okay.
Claude, if you want to.
I would like to have actually like maybe tipped the waiter and asked them to bring it with our dessert.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So it'll be like little like honey pies. So like hand pies with like a honey drizzle on them. Probably like fruit pies then. Fruit hand pies. And each one will have like a little gift next to it.
Friends, since this is our last dinner together, and Nim's going to be departing from us, I thought it would be appropriate for all of us to have a memento of our time together. Please, open your boxes.
Inside each of the boxes is a gold bracelet engraved with each of your own initials.
Nim's is specifically an elven.
These are beautiful. Where did you find these?
Took a trip to the market while we had some extra time. I thought it'd be a nice thing for all of us to have something to remember our time together. Not that we're all separating, but our time together with Nim.
I think I've heard of these before. They're called friendship bracelets, huh?
Honestly, that sounds about correct. I never heard of something like this, but seems like that would be the correct term for it.
Claude, you sentimental bitch. As Carrie is putting the bracelet on.
I may like to bust Nim's balls a bit here and there, but he's been a great help. And you will be missed, Nim.
It's one of the things that you learn about when you travel the world. It's a very big place, but at the same time, it's incredibly small. Everywhere is connected to everywhere else. It's something that you talk about, but you don't realize until you start walking across the world, from one end to another. It takes you months, years, decades to travel, to find everywhere, to see everything. To see how you might visit one place, and even when you come back to it, a few years later, it can be completely different. It's an ever-changing world, an ever-evolving world. I think that connection that all of us will have, that no matter where we are, as he has also now the bracelet on, will always be a few steps away, across this great world, across our home. The evening continues without a problem. There's merry drinks, jokes, performances. You'll also make note that it seems like Nim had reserved this entire place for all of you. So you can be as loud and boisterous and fun as you want. The wine flew. Songs, stories were had. And it was a good time. A good night together. But the morning will come. And you will be parting ways. But before that, we're going to have our first break. So, when you drink, snack, bathroom break, go ahead and do it. And we'll be back in a little bit, folks. See you in a second. Alright, everyone, we're back! Sorry about a little bit of delay there, but we've returned. Joe's falling over dead. He went on adventures. I mean, I went on adventures too and tried to break my back because, you know, I'm old and my back just fails me at the drop of the hat. Joe, I cannot hear you. You are muted.
If you're old, what am I?
Incredibly old.
Fight me. Fight my shiny non-metallic ass.
If it's shiny, you gotta be like, you gotta be waxing that thing to get it shiny.
Maybe I do.
Well, you know what? More power to you then, man. More power to you. I would personally never wax my ass, but... Why did we get in this conversation? Because of reasons. Anyway,
I'd rather wax poetic.
That sounds good. So, you had an enjoyable night with Nim. The evening time falls. You go through the evening of resting, relaxing, and the next day is when everybody's going to depart to different places. You, of course, head down to the docks, where you'll be departing. Everybody all packed up your things. The same presence that's kind of been shadowing you for the longest time now, you're actually not going to see them anymore. It seems as though with you leaving the city, they're leaving you alone. Granted, the shadowing presence was, you know, probably also reassuring that if something happens, there'd be people there to look after you. Theoretically.
Unless we did something that happened.
Unless you did something that was probably illegal and therefore broke you away from them secretly and kind of snuck off in order to get drugs.
Yeah!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Then you're on your own.
Do.
Yeah. As you kind of get to the dock area, and Nim will be stop for a second and be like, well, I have to turn here, this is going to be my boat. As promised, some payment. He'll pull out a bag, kind of give it to Max. Here you go, Maxwell. Make sure to distribute it amongst everybody.
I will do just that.
Until we meet again, friends.
Until
I'm
then,
going
man.
to miss you, Nim.
I walk up to Nim
Mm-hmm.
and I give him a hug.
He'll like do that kind of like one arm pat on the back, like he's kind of surprised, at your hug a little bit, and be like, Maxwell, your humanity always surprises me. Never change.
I'll see to it, man.
We're gonna miss you, Nim. You've been one of our best friends, and your family to us. Never forget that.
Good luck in Tolaria. You're going to be in the main campus. Know that that's a place that is both filled with wonders and dangers. Dangers mostly come from a lot of inexperienced, very powerful people using magics that, well, oftentimes break or bend rules, expending beyond what people know. Many accidents and both terrible and great things have been discovered at the Talarian academies. You so far have seen perhaps two. The one under the sea, which is a little bit more cut and dry, simplistic. And I believe you visited the one in Otaria, which has a little bit of that vein of the Merchant Empire in it. At Tolaria West, there's nothing holding it back. And that vein that was in the original Tolaria holds very true. So just keep in mind that you should use some caution. I guess that's my last warning to all of you. Good luck on your travels.
To Nim. And try not to get in too much trouble.
If you do, at least make sure it's a good story.
I have to say, you folks have brought me the most trouble I've had in a long time.
You're welcome.
He's going to turn and head towards his ship, leaving you to head towards yours.
Now who am I going to joke about having sex with Roman creatures?
I mean, I can if you really want me to, but...
No, that wouldn't be as funny.
No. See, because the difference is you're apparently willing. Nim, we were just teasing about. But you're apparently it's possible. That's a whole other thing.
Oh, humanoid ones, for the most part.
You have to qualify it with for the most part?
I don't know
Hey,
if my
would you
shadow or
fucking
insectoid forms count, so...
I don't want to find out.
I mean, there was that time under the sea where I did have a mermaid prostitute.
Well, sure, we all considered having a mermaid prostitute.
While in mermaid form?
No, I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Did not do that. Forgot about the mermaid prostitute. You almost tried to eat her.
Mm-hmm.
Try to eat my.
Oh, yeah.
No, different
Not
mermaid prostitute.
Oh,
Different
I thought someone was trying to eat Lotula. I'm like, don't do
Lutula
that.
wasn't a prostitute. Lutula was
She
an
was-
exotic mermaid dancer.
All right. She was a lady of the night.
No,
No,
that's still a
Lady of the
prostitute.
Night's the prostitute.
Okay, well, different lady of the nightclub. Okay.
Is that, like a
Shush.
Phantom, is that like a Phantom of the Opera?
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly that.
Phantom of the Ballet.
Dun, 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 dun. Lady of the nightclub. I like that. All right. All right. Your boat is the Golden Dove. It is a sailing ship that is taking mostly supplies, along with a few other individuals, other passengers, to Tolaria West. You can see that the majority of the passengers seem to be of the wizardy type. It looks like people that are probably going there to learn, to continue education, or maybe people that are just traveling there. There does seem to be a few families that are on board, maybe coming and visiting someone that is learning at the academy, visiting them. And it's a moderately sized sailing ship. So it's and it's very well made. It's definitely different from the ship that you were on. The ship you were on back in the day, Kaz. It had like a very simple like paddle engine attached to it, stuff too. This is pure sailing on this vessel, so it'll probably take a little longer to cross, but it's going to be a few days journey at least to Florida.
It's just more pure sailing than all this new modern stuff.
It's less the more modern stuff and more that they like to keep things simple usually.
Yeah.
We may want to keep an eye out on the seas,
I fully intend to.
Mm-hmm.
considering our last.
Well, there was, to be fair, we had the trouble the one boat trip, but on a other boat trip we took, it was fine. And then a different one, we were underwater, and it was also fine. It did lead to a prank war that led to a lot of hurt feelings.
But
besides
those two we had Nim.
That's true.
We don't this time. And the last time we didn't.
Hey, before I forget, should we dole out the payment thing that Maxwell got from Nim, the money? Not to be like, obsessed with money. I'm not really. I'm just... Part of me is curious.
Whenever we're ready, maybe once we settle in our bunks.
I suppose.
Yeah, it'll be like a nice little present for later, you know?
So the person that's going to kind of greet you and accept like your passes to the ship is like, "Greetings, name's Mr. Brace. I'm the first mate of this vessel. If you need anything, I'm the one to go to. Captain Stein is oftentimes quite busy, making sure the ship's running all right. I'm your go-to person for anything you folks will need upon your journey. Know that we are only got space for a few passengers, and most of you are squished together. I'll show you 2 rooms. Looks like you lot have 2 rooms booked for you. Most of those, usually when we get rooms, we get a mixed bag of passengers in them, but looks like your groups were able to fill them up. So good for you. There's 4 bunks to it. They're built into the walls, so you're gonna have to just deal with the rocking. If you do have problems with the rocking, we can get you some hammocks that we're gonna set up. Hang up in the middle of the room. You'll just have to take them down during the day when everybody else is moving around. There's some areas to stow your stuff on site. If you have any large cargo, we can put it down in the cargo hold. You won't be able to access that without permission throughout the journey. Uh-oh.
Interest.
We lost to Lindsay.
Well, you're mostly in the correct place, Joe, so I'm not going to play around with it because I'm lazy also. You're like halfway in the right... Yeah, okay, there we go.
Yeah, then Linz is back.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Linz. She's still muted.
My Discord crashed.
Ah.
Oh.
It do be like that.
Feel free to hang around on deck during the day. At night, we ask you stay below deck. There is a little cafeteria. Know that the cafeteria area oftentimes has some of the sailors setting up some games on it. That's going to be mostly on the second deck. Third deck is a lot of the crew quarters, and such like that. Try to keep off of that. So, third deck, cargo deck, off limits. Second deck down, yours. Top deck here, okay. He's going to point out, like, captains and officers' quarters are up there. Over there is emergency weapons. If you need something, if we're attacked by something like a sea monster, and you don't have any weapons, you go check that out. If you're willing to volunteer to help out in the fight, well, I see most of you are armed with your own weapons, travelers and all that. That's fine if you want to use them. We don't tend to fight anything like sea monsters, but you never know when something's going to come up.
I just look at you, Kaz.
I should state, I am a highly trained shipwright. I am happy, A, to do any repairs that might need doing to help out around the ship, and also to defend it should we get attacked. It'll be fun.
Well, that sounds great. If you're looking to get some help in on the course of the journey, we'll gladly take it. You'll probably want to talk to our carpenter, the professor. That's his nickname. It's what he goes by on board the ship here. He can see if he needs any help with him, etc. If not, just enjoy yourselves, folks. It's usually pretty smooth sailing here. Get to Tolaria.
Thank you.
We take this run usually once a month, maybe twice, depending on if they've got extra shipments coming in. Depending on the winds, it's going to be usually about 4 days, 5 days, up to a week at most. We get bad winds.
I look forward to sailing again.
He'll have one of the sailors. Help one of the sailors show you to your rooms. As I said, they're kind of each room has 2 bunks on the side. There's places to stow some gear in them. You can see places that if you needed a hammock to set it up to rock the ship, of course, you could hang a hammock next to it, kind of thing. Or you could just stay in the bunks, which are just kind of built in, as I said, built in the side with very simple straw mats down. Nothing fancy. The ship will be departing around early afternoon, so you can settle yourselves in. What's your plan then? Just wait for the boat to depart?
Yeah,
I'm going to be walking the deck.
You can see people are busy getting everything ready, making sure all the lines and things are hooked up properly. Checking on the sails, even though they're furled up and stuff like that, checking the lines, getting some last-minute cargo on board. They, of course, do have the main hatches open or lowering cargo down into the main hold at this point in time. Winching it in. Things like that. So they're being very busy at the moment. As they're kind of getting the last stuff set up. Eventually, though, everything will kind of get stowed away. There'll be an announcement. You'll see the captain will come up on deck. He'll get up on the stern castle. Because fore castle's the front and stern castle's the back, and you'd think it would be called aft castle, but it's stern castle, and it always catches me. He'll get up on the stern castle. Call for the ropes to be kind of let loose, which some people down at the docks will kind of throw them out as the lines will be pulled in, the anchor will be raised, and the sails will be unfurled, and the boat will depart. With a kind of lurching, the boat will start moving forward as you'll see what appears to be a spellcaster start out with kind of giving a just general spell to start out the first breeze and push the ship forward. Using magic to create some wind.
Gust of wind!
Yeah, basically get that initial gust of...
bit.
Yeah! I mean, if you've got magic users, and you probably have one deployed on the ship, you cheat a little bit.
Yeah.
And the ship will depart. Sailing will go smoothly. Hey, Maxwell.
Isn't now the time I have to give people the gifts?
It now would be the time if you want to break things out.
Are we all in the same room?
You're in 2 different rooms, but you could meet yourselves together on the cafeteria area. Yeah, which is kind of some nailed down basically long tables where probably 6 people could sit, 3 or 4 or 8 people, 4 on each side. It's a number of them near a kitchen area where food could get gathered. So it's a good place for sailors and guests and all that stuff to get some food and stuff. And also it's kind of the general hangout area that most of the sailors want to relax and play card games, share some music, things like that. relaxed.
Who's in my current room?
Probably with you would be Latula. I'm going
Probably
to say,
me.
yeah, Claude.
Probably you, yeah.
I'll say probably Carrie, Wintress, Hang, Radiant are in the one, and then Latula, you, Claude, and Kaz are the other.
Okay.
Yeah,
I look at everyone in the room and I say, "Hey, guys, I didn't mention this before, but Nim actually brought us some gifts that I wanted to open with everyone.
All right.
We should
I'm getting
probably get the others so we can do that."
To
I
the
figured we
cafeteria?
could head down to the galley.
That's a good idea. We should do that. Seems like a nice, cozy area to unwrap presents.
The bag Nim
It's
gave.
Christmas again.
Yeah, the bag that Nim gave you has. Well, first off, he did give you a bag of money, which you haven't counted. And the bag that he gave you, Maxwell, has the following. It has a journal. The journal, all it says on the front cover is secrets. That's just the entire title of the journal. Then there are individual little bags within the larger bag that each have like little tags with names on them.
I start distributing each of the ones with names on them.
Mhm.
Also, I'm trying to remember, was this journal, was I supposed to read it during this thing or no?
He said that you should probably be the person to read it first, at least. And he suggested sometime during the journey would be a good point in time to read it. But to be careful
Okay.
because it's sort of like... It's stuff that you might want to know, but it's dangerous to know, too.
It's like the Necronomicon, essentially.
Yes.
Okay.
Except less undead summoning.
I hear you.
I'd hope so.
It summons. Wait, no, he reads it and it summons himself.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you are an undead.
You like are reading it, and then you pop up on the other side of the book, and you're like, what just happened? Okay.
Yeah, can we open them?
Sure. So, the first thing, who's opening theirs first?
Ladies first.
That means Wintress.
Oh.
It's a skunk now.
I got water in my ears.
That will happen. We are on a ship.
Or do you have ears in your water?
I hope not. It'd be bad for the water.
Alright, so Wintress, you're opening up your gift.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so inside appears to be I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. Probably would go for, like, a headband. What looks to be a, kind of... What appears at first to look like a kind of little ribbon on the top. When you look closer, you notice that it is actually, like, rather than actually, like, cloth, it's in fact, like, a kind of, like, almost small chain. And in the center of it looks to be the small skull of an animal.
Aww. I'm gonna have a skull on my skull.
Mm-hmm.
You already have a skull in your skull.
I'm gonna have a skull on my skull on my skull.
Yeah.
Oh.
Skullception.
What an endearing and interesting gift.
What kind of
Um,
animal is it, Wintress?
It's a skull.
There's a little note with it.
Oh, of course.
There's a note with it that will say, "For every good hunter, and especially one as skilled as yourself." watch around you, Wintress, because if ever there's a danger that's going to threaten Carrie, or any of the other any of the other friends you care about, you will be the one to notice it first, and to recognize the danger.
He's telling me to use my eyes.
And your nose.
I don't have that good smelling. I can't smell them very well.
Well, maybe
Could be
stick
all
with
the
the
salt
eyes.
around.
That's true. Heavily salty air.
But it just kind of smells like sweat.
Yeah, there's also a lot of sweaty sailors. That's also true.
Okay, who's next?
Demon Lady's next.
Why me?
Because ladies first.
That's sexist.
I'll
True,
go
but I
first
didn't say
so that
it.
we don't have
Claude
to
did.
argue about this.
Be my guest, Kaz.
Kaz, always keep tinkering. Never give up. And just be smart about what you do and how far you go. This is a little something that might help you out. Inside is Power Stone.
Ooh. I've been given a nuclear device. Oh.
It is certainly
thank-
an artificer's, like, dream for something like this. And you can recognize this is actually one of the newer generation Power Stones, so a lot of the issues related have been removed. It's not perfect, but it is one that has alleviated a lot of the previous, horrible issues related to them.
So a safer nuclear device.
Yes.
Less radioactive.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do some fucked up science with this. I know that I don't have to, but I am.
Who's next?
Fine, androgynous beans next.
Alright, you'll open up your gift, and the note will say, Claude. You should really choose one form. I think I told you that before. But I know how hard you try. So I've given something that might help you along your way. Before you rest each evening, burn this. And it will focus your mind. Do not worry. Its properties allow it to be used... Well, it won't be used up. And there seems to be a incense burner in there.
I already use incense to meditate anyway, so why not?
Yeah. Who's next?
Alright, fine. Get it over with.
Your note says, for a long time, I know that you've fought your demonic ways.
And she just lost, apparently.
Yes. Have you returned?
Are you there?
Right now she is spinning.
My Discord keeps freezing, and I can't hear anything.
Ah.
Can you hear us now?
I can now hear you, and hopefully I have turned off enough things that it will stop freezing.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird. It says, the note says, Carrie, I realize that you've fought your demonic ways for a long time, trying to keep your grip on humanity. But it's not something you can ever truly fight. And so I'm giving you a gift of something that I hope you never have to use. Inside was a vial. If you drink what is inside this vial, you will be able to attain a power very great for a very short period of time. But know that it is a very dangerous game. And so this gift is very... I do it merely because I think you can handle it. Inside seems to be some kind of maybe necklace with like a kind of like container in it with a deep reddish black liquid that seems to be filling it. What seems to have like a kind of stopper on top that looks kind of like a skull.
Alright, now that I found that, gonna stuff it down my shirt for now, and not think about that.
Well, Max,
I guess it's time to open it. Let's see what's inside.
Your package is pretty big in comparison to everybody else's, and it will say on it, "Keep on playing, Max. Keep on playing." It's a new loot.
I got a new loot?
Yeah.
Please tell me it has silver strings.
It's a very fancy-looking loot with all kinds of, like, engravings on it, made of what looks to be some kind of almost pure white wood. Very fine strings made of, you're not sure what kind of material. But you just strum it, and, like, even with a beautiful strum, you can feel like it is perfectly tuned, and just sort of, like, echoes in this kind of beautiful music.
This is the most finely crafted loot I've ever laid my eyes on. I must truly be blessed. I guess I take my old one and I say, "Hey Kaz, keep this safe for me, and put it in the bag of holding, will you?"
Sure.
Okay. This will match very well with my silver tongue.
and your white codes.
Latul will have a note that says, "Never forget where you come from, and never forget why you chose to travel." And there will be a shell, like what looks like comb, in there. To hang, there will be a like. As someone who I didn't quite ever get a read of, I decided to give you something that would best match your abilities, so you can best defend your friend Wintress, since it's obviously because of her that you chose to travel. She will get a rock of some unknown material, but that seems quite rare. And since she is a lithomancer, that seems quite appropriate to her powers. And to Radiant, it will the note will simply say, "Always remember, you have a choice." And inside is a simple ring. No markings on it. Just what looks to be a platinum ring. Those are your gifts.
Max, did you bring the other bag as well?
There was another bag?
Bag of
The
cash.
money.
Payment?
Oh, well, yes, I did bring the compensation.
It's 1,000 platinum.
That's a lot of money.
10,000?
Wait, is that each?
No.
Just a bag of 1,000 platinum.
Oh, okay.
That's
Alright, well, let's
10,000
figure this
gold?
out.
It is more payment than he was actually originally promising you.
Yeah, that's 10,000 total, so...
Wow.
Uh,
I didn't think it would be that much. So
there's
even
8
split?
of us.
Well,
That'd be 1,250 each.
true, but well, Wouldn't it be divided amongst the people that actually agreed to this?
Are you taking your girlfriend out of the deal?
Yes, he is.
I'm also taking Hang out of the deal because they haven't really done much.
She's done stuff.
Has she?
Mhm.
Enough to warrant that much platinum?
Girlfriend.
She taught me how to be cool.
What about Radiant? Radiant has done a lot.
Mm-hmm.
What need does an angel have of money?
What need does a bone man have of money?
Radiant
Anyway,
is-
perhaps it's for the better that we keep it as a group fund.
Well, I'm good with the group fund. That way we don't have to worry about all the math involved with it.
Fair.
Oh, but then what if I want more drugs?
Then you can just take it out of the group fund.
Well, reasonably, we don't want to blow all of our money too quick. Perhaps
I
we should
don't
invest
think
it.
we're gonna spend 10,000 gold on drugs. Well,
You never know,
Carry
you could have a
one.
really good evening.
Carry
Depends on the
would.
drug.
Yeah,
I
it
would,
depends on the drug and how fucking rare it is and whether or not it would be great.
Maybe we should think of a system to divide this.
Nope,
We'll think it over later.
It does equally divide into 1250.
Gold?
Yeah,
1,250 gold each divided if you divide it by 8.
Or 125 platinum if you're going by whatever much money you actually
Well,
have.
yes.
Because there's
Yeah.
platinum pieces.
Right. Well, I was just
Mm-hmm.
saying. But yes, 125 platinum each.
I'm okay with either method, but if we do the group funding, then we should definitely be a bit more responsible with how we use it.
Does that mean no drugs?
I've never done anything irresponsible in my life.
Yes, you literally are the most irresponsible person here besides me.
I think, personally, we can use this as a method for investing to get us some more tools and supplies, or as a bartering chip for later. So
Here's
it
the
might
thing,
be
drugs are a tool for me.
And the
Is my
supply.
tool.
Well, they are, but they
You're
don't
not
help.
supposed to get high off your own supply.
Yeah, they don't help if you use them, Carrion.
Here's the thing, they do help because then I'm not really mad all the time and I'm not constantly chopping your head off.
Look, the reason why Carrion isn't like super aggressive is because of the drugs.
Oh.
Did you forget that part? It's 'cause
Well,
I'm
no,
high.
I didn't think that was the main reason.
Oh, I'd be so fucking angry right now if I wasn't really, really high.
We could always put it to a vote.
Why don't we just keep it as a group fund and use it for whatever purchases might come up?
I'm okay with that.
Simplest
We-
method.
Just give me a chance to try and invest to see what I can do to make us more. Surely there's something I can do with my merchantry ways.
Well, how about we say 500 set aside specifically for investment?
I would be okay
500
with that.
gold. Are
That'd
we
be
all
smart.
good with that?
Sure, why not?
Sure.
500 gold or platinum?
500 gold.
Gold. That'd be half the
We're
platinum.
we're not setting aside half of it for investment. 500 gold is a lot of gold.
It's still a lot of gold.
Not
Isn't
to
that just like
mention
5
there's not
platinum pieces?
50. It's 50 platinum.
50 platinum. Not to
That's
mention it's not.
nothing.
But
We could buy like a mansion if we play our cards right.
you could
You could
probably
buy
buy
a
a mansion
mansion
for
right
50,
Can we
for
really?
50 platinum.
No, you couldn't.
Well, not
I
50.
figured. How much is a mansion equivalent for like?
Oh god, mansion would
You know,
probably be
I'll look that up while y'all
Like a
Okay.
Nick mansion.
do your
Like
A
a
gold.
what
big
kind of
mansion?
a Nick mansion.
Nick mansion. That's a
yeah,
small
Mick mansion.
mansion.
Yeah, like 100,000 gold pieces.
There's a specific thing I think in the DMG.
Mm-hmm.
Which would be what we have is 100 gold, 100 platinum is 100 or no, is 1,000. Never mind.
You
That's
have
1,000 gold.
10,000. You have 10,000.
10,000.
You have 1/10
Yeah.
of a mansion.
We have a tenth of a mansion.
We have a courtyard.
Courtyard. You could buy a courtyard with that. Just the courtyard.
Let's think about this more before making a decision.
Look, I don't really go for real estate personally.
And it's not like there's it's modern times where there's banks to invest in or a stock market.
Also, this world ends like every 50 years, so real estate is not always very stable.
He has a
Part of me
point.
is tempted for this to be like the part where Maxwell has a slip of the tongue and mentions another realm to invest in.
Let's invest in.
I'm not gonna go
Scoreboard.
down that route.
Actually, what realm would be great to invest in? I don't think any of them would be.
None of them?
No, not
We're
really.
in the best investment realm?
Not really. No. Rabia might be nice. But Rabia's got
Probably
1,000.
nice this time of year.
But Rabia's got 1,000 realms. So I mean, it's like 1,000 mirrored realms, which are all like versions of each other, because it's basically 1,000. I'm sorry, it's 1,001 because it's 1,001 Arabian Nights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like Arabian Days.
Yeah. Pretty stable for now. I mean, I think Alara's doing okay right now.
Kaladesh?
Kaladesh is doing pretty good. Kaladesh, there you go. Invest in Kaladesh. We found
Invest in
one.
We would just have to find it.
Yeah, Ravnica's got some problems. Amoket's a horrible desert realm overrun by zombies.
Zendikar's got Eldritch Horrors.
Zendikar's got Eldritch Horrors. Now, it's got a lot less Eldritch Horrors, but it's got what's left after the Eldritch Horrors.
It's got Dead Land.
Innistrad sucks to live in.
Innistrad sucks.
You know, because it's a realm of horrors. Oh, God.
So, no real estate investment. That's what we've come to. No real estate investment.
Yeah, real estate investment's kind of hard, but like horrible things happen everywhere that's gone to.
Let's buy a shipping business.
Yeah.
That's 500 gold to a shipping business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's a thing.
All right. Put it in a group fund. 500 gold set aside for Maxwell's investments. If you're a really good merchant, you can make 500 gold work into anything.
I could certainly do a lot more with a higher upfront amount. Maybe we
Look,
can
man.
think about this later.
It's
Let's not ruin the
possible, but,
moment.
like, we could also spend that on like some really powerful shit if we come across it, though. Like really powerful thing.
Maxwell thinks, but he doesn't give an answer.
Anyway.
That should be all the gifts that we've received.
Well, I will be using mine tonight.
Automatically.
Like I said, some fucked up science magic.
College tuition.
Creating life.
Haven't you already kind of created a bit of life? You know?
I
Well-
did with the homunculus, it's true, but I'm thinking on
You
like a
want-
larger scale.
He wants to make his golem alive.
I would love to make my golem alive.
What's he made out of?
Steel.
So it would be the Steel Man. Or the Man of Steel.
Nah, that sounds dumb as shit.
I'm thinking the quartermaster. Or helmsman. You know, for the floating ship that I eventually create. It'll be excellent. It'll be a lot of fun. That's not important right now. I'd say it was nice traveling with Nim. It was very nice.
It's definitely will be weird without him.
Maybe we'll run into him again.
I'm sure as dangerous as dangers I fear are ahead of us, I'm sure we will.
Well, as you receive these gifts and as the boat travel continue, I think we can have our second break a little early here. As when we can figure out, what's going on next and the continuing travel to Tolaria in our last part there. So if you need a drink, snack, or bathroom break, go ahead and take them, and we'll be back in a little bit.
Virtually.
If you say my name, I can listen.
See, there we go.
What
Hi,
about
everybody.
spiritually?
We're back.
Spiritually.
Probably spiritually more than anything. In pod form, we're beating up
Yeah, in
Alf. Alf just...
I like Alf. I miss him.
Never seen Alf.
I have every single episode of Alf on Betamax.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
And yes, I still have a working Betamax.
I'm so goddamn sorry.
It was actually better than VHS was.
Uh-huh. Look, I'll stick to my knowledge of Alf being the slightly terrible Saturday morning cartoon version of Alf rather than the actual live-action
When he was on his home world.
Yes, that's what I remember more than anything than the TV series. But anyway, so you're on a boat. You got some gifts.
Oh.
You got a funky journal that has the word secrets written on it.
Which only Max knows about.
I mean, he pulled it out of the bag, but he...
Oh, did he? Oh, I did. Oh, yeah.
Haven't read it yet.
Nope. And what are your plans for being on the boat? Are you just going to kind of enjoy your time on the boat, traveling, or is there anything particular you want to do during this time period?
Gambling.
We can gamble on the open seas?
Yeah.
Yes, it's a bunch of sailors who spend their probably evenings gambling, like copper coins and stuff.
Yeah. I would do that, but also when we're allowed up on deck, I'm keeping an eye out as well.
Literally, session 1 of this campaign, Kazran gambled with some sailors and got like 17 copper.
Mm-hmm. I remember you did some good
you
gambling.
could basically... What were you saying, Matt?
I said I remember that he did some good gambling back in the day.
I did some good gambling.
You could probably put like 1 gold and force them to all in like every turn.
I mean,
I will put down all 10,000 to gold.
I
Not one of
Here's
those
100
guys.
platinum.
it's like put down a bag of 100 platinum, and then it was like, we're not betting with you. It's too much money. Go find some rich people to bet with.
Can I read this entire trip or no?
You can probably read. You can just spend the time reading. Do you have a lot of books, or do you want to borrow books from anybody? I know Carrie.
I think he wants to read the
I want to read the journal.
Okay, you can read through the journal. Okay, then you can take your time reading through the journal. We'll kind of leave that for now that you're reading through the journal. Okay.
I am gambling, and also, like I said, during the time we're allowed on the deck, keeping an eye out on deck.
Yeah, things seem quite simple on deck. I mean, the weather is holding up well. There's a couple cloudy days during the travel, but no large amounts of rain, no storms, no anything bad like that. Mostly sunny. The winds are pretty decent staying with you. They're not perfect winds, so you're not gonna go as fast as you can. So there's some issues with the wind, but it's probably going to be about a 6-day journey. So it's not the fastest you could be, but it's not the slowest either. Sort of just like a middle of the road journey for this trade route. Carrie, Wintress, are either of you doing anything in particular?
A lot of drugs.
Hi, you're just smoking up the room. Your room will be very smoky.
No, I'd consider it. I'd smoke outside.
Okay.
On deck.
Yeah, on deck.
Uh-huh.
Although our room was probably going to be very incensey at night.
Will probably be very incensey at night.
For cheap drugs, could we get just this is a ship. They might have just some hempen rope around.
Probably not.
And even if
I
they
might
do,
actually
they
have.
might actually want it for supply.
For actual ropes.
I do actually have just hempen rope. This was a thing sailors did back in the day. They would smoke rope.
Yeah.
We could just start smoking some rope if we want. If we run out of the actual weed.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they will have, probably a few of the sailors will have, like, tobacco, and there'll be some ale on the ship. You know, there'll be supply of ale. That seems to be most of what's on the ship. The other passengers will keep to themselves, mostly. Some of them will be kind of chatty. As I said, there was a couple of families that'll be kind of chattering along. Most of them seem to, like, one of the families seems to be a woman, like probably like a woman in her 20s, and two older people, who seem to be accompanying her. The other family seems to be a group of 2, maybe 30-some-year-olds, and a collection of 3 children of varying ages. One of which is sort of like, probably I would say like middle teens. One of them is like probably around 10, and one of them is around like 5 or 6. And the young child is incredibly annoying. It's a little boy who likes getting into mischief. Constantly.
I wonder who that might be based off of.
No, because that's a different kind of mischief. But I understand that mischief.
I'm talking about maybe you as a little boy.
No, I was evil in different ways. Why do you want 10 rowboats worth 500 gold pieces? That's too many
That's what we can
rowboats.
invest in.
That's too many rowboats.
We can start our own, like, we can set up a bunch of places where people need to cross rivers.
You can run ferries. That's it. You're going to invest in ferry technology of ferries.
Yes.
River-based piracy.
Yeah.
We destroy all the bridges in an area.
The folks that seem to be more of the spellcasting variety, some of them will be practicing some of their craft on deck. Others will just be keeping to themselves and reading stuff. You can often find them either they will be within their quarters, probably the doors open, or in the kind of cafeteria area. The food on the ship is okay. It's not great. It's not terrible. The cook's probably pretty decent. Material they're using is probably a lot of like dried stuff, little bits of fresh things depending on what they can do. Seems to be like there's some like fishing that's done by some of the crewmates to gather some like fish at some point during the day too, so it's like fish for at night for some fresh meats and stuff. Otherwise, it's like there's a supply of some fresh vegetables, stuff that's hardy that can last for like a couple of weeks out in room temperature, that kind of thing. So it should last for the journey, there and back, kind of thing. Anything else that's a little bit more less perishable. Or more perishable, I should say. They have, like, dried or preserved in some kind of way. It'd probably be something like root vegetables, because they can just sit around for long periods of time.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's like onions, potatoes, there's a lot of those. Probably a couple other root vegetables that they can just have, like, in barrels and stuff and get out and, like, prepare.
Is there fishing allowed on board?
Yeah, you can go fishing. They actually do some fishing for the meal. So if you want to participate in the fishing, either for fun or to help out, they can.
I do have fishing tackle.
Yeah. I guess. Roll me a survival check then.
Yeah, I am not good at this. But it's more about the camaraderie of fishing anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, I catch nothing.
Yeah, nothing gets caught by you. But you spend the time trying to do it, and the sailors respect that at least. You're spending some time fishing with them.
I can fix this ship perfectly, but fishing, I'm still learning.
What about our gambling?
I would gamble the fuck out of it.
Yeah, anybody wants to roll some gambling, just roll me, like, I guess we'll just call it a sleight of hand check, and we'll see how well you gamble. Okay.
I'm gonna lose all of my money here. Give me a second.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna lose all of my money here.
Mm-hmm. So, Carrie will not do well at gambling, and Kaz and Claude will do very well at gambling. Claude will eventually come out on top, but Claude will, Kaz will come out on top, but Claude will win a few times here and there. meaning that he's not actually like going broke. You earned a little bit. You didn't like rake in some of the house like Kaz did, but you did pretty good against some of the sailors and stuff. They seem to prefer. They have a number of card games that they're playing and some dice games that they kind of have, and that seems to be the main thing. There also does seem to be a old man who will take up the challenge of anybody that wants to play chess against him. An older sailor, who you're pretty sure is like probably one of the like minor officer roles, but he never answers much because he doesn't speak much.
I'll try it.
Yeah.
For that
you
one,
go first.
I just want a straight intelligence for that one.
Oh, Oh, +0. Here we go. I lose.
You are not good at chess. Turns out you aren't good at chess.
I would also like to try the chess.
Okay. Kaz, the thing is, he puts up
that's how you move the pieces.
Yes, he puts up an incredibly good fight against you, but you manage to beat him in the end. It seems as though, like, you can very easily tell as, you're playing against him, and especially because, Claude, you're there kind of watching, you're like, he was going easy on me. It seems like most of the time he just goes easy on whoever it is, but he actually rises up to the challenge that Kaz gives him, and Kaz managed to win in the end. But he shows off, like, great skill in the game, though, too. And it's still a very close battle, coming down and takes maybe about an hour for the two of you. With some deep thoughts and stuff, and at the end he'll kind of give you like a simple agreeing nod, of like, good work.
I will return the nod and stand up, satisfied.
Mm-hmm. You enjoyed your game of chess. Claude, you're just bad at it. You're just really bad at it. So again, a few more...
cheat easily at chess.
A few more nights will pass. There'll be some jovial merriment. About 4 days into the journey, there will be actually a small party in the cafeteria area, as one of the sailors is having a kind of a celebration, like a birthday celebration. It looks like, and so it looks as though the cook threw together like what all it could be akin to be like a dried fruit pie of some kind. Threw together, some simple like kind of pie that he managed to put together. Rather than like baking the entire pie, it was more like cooking the in like the filling, and then making almost like something maybe closer to pancakes as like the bottom and top of the pie. And so then like putting the pancake kind of thing down, filling it with stuff in a container, and then putting the stuff on top. So it's like a fake pie with like a candle on top. And there'll be much merriment and singing, and at this point in time, actually the captain will come down, and he'll kind of say like, it's one of the things that I put on this ship that if anybody is on board here and has a celebration, whether it is something like an anniversary, a birthday, or something of the like, something important to celebrate, that I believe that we all come together and celebrate it. To remain family. Many of us are on the sea for weeks at a time, traveling to various places, and have very little time, even when we come to port, to stay there, to visit friends and family. And so we have to be together in these places. Mr. Plumston, I thank you for your years of service. I thank you for continued years of service. And I hope that this birthday is another good one. There's like the captain who's like, obviously in his 30s, 40s. There's like a 50-year-old man who's probably like a veteran of the ship. He's like, Captain, thank you. Every year you make me feel great. You all do. As much as I'd love to spend it with my family. At least I'm here with all of you. And there's a yay and a cheer, and drinks are had, you know, like a toast and ale. And, you know, it's a good time. And, you know, all the people that want to from, like, the crew are down here, you know. Even the skeleton crew that's kind of up during the night, you know, they get some chances for to come down for little periods of time. Some of the other people will come up and take them over so they can have like an hour break to enjoy some of the festivities, you know. So there's kind of like a cycling out of some people that work normally during some of the day shifts, you know, coming in and out, you know, giving them a chance to enjoy a little bit of it. The guests who are on board the ship, the passengers, they can kind of come in and include themselves if they want to. You know, it's just a pretty good time. And then, a few more days will pass. And it's getting to be about noon on the 6th day, when out in the distance, when you hear the call, and those of you who are kind of hanging around on deck can see out in the distance, land ho. Tolaria West is in sight.
I'm going to be on edge, because around now is when I'm anticipating some pirate bullshit or something.
Tolaria West is on the, is within the Spice Islands. A, archipelago in this area. Excuse me. There I go, belching a little bit there. Oof. There I go again, doing the same thing. Where's that map? So I can throw you guys and check the map again to see if, like, yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to find where I've got this here. And I can't find where I put stunts. You know, I'm good at misplacing. Oh, there it is. Can't find it. So yeah, it's one of the islands within the Spice Island, and it itself is not a large island. Tolaria West is in fact it's kind of made up of the main island is pretty decently sized, but you'll find the main academy, the Tolarian Academy, on one corner of it. The island itself, though I would call it large, the main island of Tolaria West within the Spice Islands, it certainly maybe covers an area equivalent to not all of Benalia, but like a portion of Benalia, the country, you know. So probably a couple of Benalia cities could be on this island. The thing about the island is it's technically an island, but it's broken up in a weird way with like land bridges that kind of stretch between it, as if like maybe this was a series of islands that, you know, volcanic activity pushed forward out of the water just a little bit so that they were now connected together through these all land bridges. So it's kind of this complex system of connections between them. Tolaria, the academy itself, you can see it from afar as it is marked by a large tower that marks the buildings. The tower itself stretches perhaps a couple 100 feet up, about 200 feet up, and surrounding it are a kind of complex series of like buildings and smaller towers that kind of come together. You can see that it's up at the coastal shore. So like there is like kind of like a kind of cliff face that goes around the entire area of the academy proper. But the cliff is probably maybe about 10, maybe 20 feet at most. So it's not like huge cliffs. You'll see the boat itself will come into a docking area where there's actually kind of like a small village off on one of the kind of complex parts of the island. So it's sort of like, as I said, these are like, it's one big island that's kind of made up of smaller islands that have joined together. So like on one of the other joined islands, you'll find this kind of like smaller village that seems to be a place where probably a lot of the support people that work at the academy live at. So a lot of the people that aren't staying at the academy full time maybe work in like, you know, things like the cafeterias or cleanup or administration. The people that like aren't staying there for the college or living there full time and maybe have families that they don't want on the academy, they have it in a number of these small villages across the Isles too. And they're actually kind of spread out. And this one seems to be a major docking. The village itself is relatively small, but has a huge dock associated with it. The docking area is, in fact, probably, you'd say, equivalent to, not quite as big as what you saw in Benalia or Tolaria, but still fairly close to that. It's still a very large docking area, and there's at least half a dozen ships, in fact, docked at there right now. Some of them seem to be unloading a lot of passengers, you know, a lot of people coming to the academy. Other ones seem to be more cargo related, unloading all kinds of cargo as people are kind of coming in and out. And your ship will kind of sail into one of these docks. As you kind of get there, at the kind of walking up to the ship, you'll see a man dressed in kind of sky blue robes, accented by these white what's the word I'm looking for? Not balsam. Embroidery. This kind of white embroidery that almost makes it look like clouds and stuff. Kind of around the sleeves and the edge and the sides of the robe. He'll be accompanied by like a man in a kind of very simple like outfit, very traditional, like, you know, I'd say like mid-class, you know, peasant's outfit kind of thing, you know. So it's like just the simple like basic clothes, like either traveler's clothes or simpler, just basic clothes. Brain fart there for a second. Sorry. He'll of course be greeted by Mr. Brace, who'll come down and kind of talk to him for a little bit, and then Mr. Brace will kind of come up and kind of like, all right, passengers, it's time to unload. Pick up all your stuff. If you have anything down in the cargo hold, take it first. We're going to be emptying the cargo hold in about half an hour's time, and we expect all of you off between then. If any of you are staying on for our next stop, we're heading south to one of the other spice islands before heading back towards Benalia. I believe at least one of you is staying on board with us. Yes. And there'll be someone that was up on deck and kind of give like a head shake and be like, yes, I was planning on heading with you. All right, everybody. Well, he'll kind of just leave you to that. Yeah. You know, the Spice Islands actually stretch as far as Terrasair. So they're actually like an archipelago of islands that make up a large area going from one side of the map to the other, if you're ever looking at the map. And Tolaria West is one of the bigger ones, as I said. As some people are beginning to depart pretty quickly, it looks like some people were ready to go. You'll see one of the man down there dressed in blue be like, welcome to Tolaria West. Please this way. Welcome to Tolaria West. Please this way.
Follow.
If you have business at the academy, please make sure to check in town. If you're here to visit anybody, you can send word in the connections office. If you're here to visit a student, those of you who are coming to be students, of course, make sure to check in the same office. Those of you who are traveling to use any kind of magical facilities, whether you are alumni or otherwise, you will have to wait for me, and I can check you into the proper places.
So this might be a dumb question.
Mm-hmm.
Are there frats at this college?
Not the way that we think of them as.
Hmm.
There are groups within the college that break up into the college, but it's less more like a fraternity who has their own weird things and more like because it's magic based, it's like magical groups in there that have like weird philosophies they begin to believe in. That's probably the best way to describe it.
I see.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Other than, I think we're just going to be students again, right? That's our goal here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As far as I understood.
Okay. Yeah. What I remember I'd mentioned, there are 3 main pedagogical... Oh my god, that word just murders me every time I try to read it. I remember it murdered me before. I will put this into Roll20 chat to see if someone can pronounce it better than me. Pedagogical.
Pedagogical.
I
Yeah.
think it's pedagogical.
Pedagogical.
Yeah.
Pedagogical.
Pedagogical.
I'm gonna look up what the frick does that mean again?
Relating to teaching.
Okay, there's 3 main pedagogical lineages that seem to be the kind of main groups. The Urzins, the Baronites, and the Rainians. There are also a couple of other groups that are in there. But they tend to be a little less forward. Like there's the Gathans, and there's a couple of societies that exist within here that also might be a little secretive. So you might get like a couple, like, so rather than a fraternity, you might get like a secret society or something. And also, like, the Gathans have some rumors going about them.
I mean, if secret societies throw rad parties, I'm all for it.
They also might throw sacrifices.
I mean...
6 1/2 dozen the other, you know? You say potato, I say potato. Rad party, sacrifices, all the
Rad
same.
sacrificial parties.
Yes.
Is it a party if someone doesn't get sacrificed? I mean, come on.
It's my party, and I'll sacrifice someone to the death god if I want to.
Exactly
Hey,
my
hey.
point.
My goddess is dead, thank you.
All right, then we're sacrificing to her. It's fine.
Huh.
What?
Okay. Great to know about. Yeah. It's just the weird things that are mentioned sometimes in this, and I'm like, what the frick am I supposed to do with this one? Wow. Yeah. You'll know that, like, you can definitely see that there is a level of probable security in this area. That you'll know that it was since the Talus incursion some time ago, which Benalia helped face off, which is probably about, we'll say 20, 30 years ago it occurred. The Talus being a people primarily known for steam-powered galleons and airships. Like really simple airships, like balloon-type airships. You know, so a lot more, not as advanced as something like the Weatherlight, but still they like have something like a level lower than that.
Goodyear blips.
And also, they're known for that they are totally one of the groups that have gunpowder.
Bit of what?
Gunpowder.
Gunpowder, huh?
Uh-huh.
Gunpowder.
The Talus pirates and their cannon, because they're basically a group of pirates and wizards that dominated together as a kind of pseudo-empire. And they're known for their cannons still existing. Mm-hmm.
Are the cannons fired from the helm or the rear?
Mm-hmm.
Wink.
It's the stupid thing that, like, they're definitely in current Dominaria, because in the Dominaria set they mentioned the Talos incursion, and they were known for cannons and airships. Yeah. Yeah, their airships were very balloony. They had that kind of balloon type airships. Though they also had some
So you aim for the balloons.
Mhm.
Yes, but tell me about this gunpowder and how it might be used.
No, they were known for their things that people have not really learned a lot about outside of the Talos people. It hasn't really spread that much.
I don't think you're getting gunpowder.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't need it. I got magic.
I think they're more on the line of because all I've got from the Talos is the Talos pirates and their cannons still exist in post-apocalyptic Dominaria. They even raided Tolaria West. That they did. That was a thing that occurred. And wow. Just like, I'm trying to give some basic information. I run into that gem.
That's fun. We're gonna exploit that.
Mm-hmm. Anyway. So.
I'm going to combine gunpowder with this nuclear device you've given me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it'll do, but it'll be great.
Uh-huh. You would have to figure out how to some way destabilize the power core in the first place.
If anyone can do it, it'd be Kazaran.
Yes. But you probably would blow yourself up.
I think
If
that's
anyone can do it.
Yeah, I think that's what Kaz is willing to take.
Like I said, hit it with a hammer.
Mm-hmm.
I have a variety.
Regardless, though,
we'll start our own fraternity.
As I said, there is the man that has said, what do you want to do? You can either wait for the man who's been greeting everybody as they come off the boats, or you can head into town to what appears to be the building that it connects with the campus. As I said, this place certainly does have a degree of security to it. You can see it's got a very good town guard presence, especially for the size of this place. A pretty large one. That seems to guard the area. And definitely here at the docks, there's definitely a good watch of everybody that's kind of coming in. What is your
I look at you guys.
Should we register for classes first and then go? No, I'm kidding. Let's go get drunk.
Actually, I might want to register for classes first.
That way we get the classes we want.
Yes. I am, in fact, a fucking nerd. I thought we established this.
Oh, fine. I guess we'll register for classes.
Then we can go get super fucking drunk.
Do you think they'll have a bar like at the other campus where you go in and half the bar was upside down?
Didn't they say that there was more than one door into that place? That there was doors from other Talarias there?
Maybe. If they did, that would be a lot of fun.
Because I think it was in the pocket dimension.
That sounds about right. Well, if that's the case, then that's where we should go, because it was just so weird.
Agreed. Nothing like standing on your head while you get drunk.
But let's register for classes first. I have no idea what classes I'm going to take.
If you're not a new student, you were to wait for the man.
We're technically not new students.
Mm-hmm.
Which means we're waiting for the man.
We are new here, but we did study at a different campus already.
Then wait for me. He'll finish checking with everybody. He'll turn to you. Are you all the existing students who are coming into our area now?
Yes,
our
we
college?
all went to Tolaria the Sea.
Tolaria under the sea. Excellent. Well, then let's head you to the college. Are you here to merely continue your education, stay for a few classes? Are you here to just use some of the facilities here? I don't know your graduate status at all. Oh, excuse me. I am Dr. Arongi. I probably hope we did this. Dr. Arongi. I'm Dr. Arongi.
Continuing our education, I believe.
Excellent.
Yes, I believe that's what we're all doing.
And would probably have you already in records somewhere. We do share records with the other colleges. We update them occasionally with names of students and stuff. Check in once a month. So, unless it's been in less than a month since you've been there, but I don't know your levels
No.
for magic. Over a month? Excellent. Then we probably have you in our records.
How long it's been like 3 or 4 months, right?
Probably in 3 or 4 months, yes.
Yeah.
You'll be led into the college as a whole. You'll be head into it. As I said, it seems like a series of buildings all connected together. So it's like this kind of cluster of buildings over this large area that feel only sort of connected, but because like each one of them seems like a little different, but they just kind of blend into each other. So it's like kind of like, you know, if you ever think about like a school complex we have now, that oftentimes there'll be like those little like a big high school, there'll be the little like bridges in between these like different wings, except there aren't bridges and they're just squished all together. Or like a college, like an actual college you go to, that would be like maybe a dozen different buildings, except all those different buildings, you're not walking in between them, they're all squished together.
So it's an interesting layout.
It's an interesting layout. You'll be led into it through like this main entryway, where you'll feel like there's this kind of like what looks to be a magical eyeball looking down on everybody that passes in through the main gates. And there's kind of like almost red glow of energy that kind of comes down on everybody and will lead you inside. You'll be taken in and deep into the complex, where you'll be led to an area where it looks to be probably something akin to like an office. There seems to be a lot of like books, like record books that are kind of being kept in like a kind of back area, with kind of like a couple of desks set up next to each other with some people kind of behind them. It's not quite like a separate room, so it's not like you can't go around that. It's not really like super blocked off anyway. You're into this room kind of on its own. There's this kind of squirrely woman behind there who will kind of be like, Dr. Arongi, these students returning students? Yes. They went to Tolaria under the sea and wish to register for a few... Register, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Register for a few classes here. Okay, excellent. I'll take care of all of that. Names?
Kazran.
Claude.
Carrie. Beatrice.
Maxwell.
She'll
The
collect...
merchant.
She'll collect all the names from all of you, kind of go through a bunch of records. It'll take a little while, and she'll get out some stuff. I did find the records for your time at Tolaria Under the Sea. I can add to your records on our side that you're now students with us. Unfortunately, we can't register you for classes right now. We can get you in on some classes if you come tomorrow morning. We can register for a few ones of them. Is there anything in particular any of you wish to study? I can look to I can send word to the person in charge of registration on the type of classes to suggest.
I will be going for artificery.
Okay, artificery.
Is there a business economics class?
You're such a funny one. That's a good joke.
This is a magic school.
He's a bard.
Get an art degree.
Do they have music?
There is some musical magic that we can look into, if that's what you're looking to.
I would be very much interested in that.
All right.
Can I learn how to be smart?
She's just gonna kind of give this interesting look for a minute and then be like, "We can look into that."
Yay.
I'm a warlock.
All right. Who else?
Can I just do everything?
We can look at a type of curriculum that's general.
Fuck yeah. Emphasis on some history, though. I'm kind of a history nerd.
General history.
Oh, also, I would like to get some history too.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, why the hell not? We should all have one class together.
I'll make a history note for all of you. I would like to continue my elemental magic studying. Great. I also would technically be considered a warlock for any kind of studies you have. I don't know what kind of classes you have. Alchemy? Sure. Excellent. Are you actually an angel? Are you actually a demon?
Why, yes, I am. Thank you for noticing.
I mean, you weren't the first angel to come here, but I think you're the first that wants to actually study here. No offense, Miss Demon, but the same for you. Nothing against either of you joining. I mean, the academy's open to everybody. There's he's a very good student.
God bless you.
Oh, sorry. It's like I pronounce it.
Oh god, this is an actual name?
There you go. There's the name.
Slthricarthlrknk.
Slthricarthlrknk.
No.
Slthricarthlrknk.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna call him Karth.
Twister.
Look, I've studied like a few linguistics things. I got no fucking idea what to do with that.
He is in fact a very good student. He is the Tolarian Academy's first kraken wizard.
Kraken.
Mm-hmm.
Kraken.
Mm-hmm.
Is that second letter an I or an L?
An L. Slthricarthlrknk.
Slthricarthlrknk.
Uh-huh.
Slthricarthlrknk.
God, it's such a
That's
garbled
like-
mess of letters.
When you are a giant sea beast that hangs out by the academy and learns wizarding.
So you meant a wizard who's a kraken,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and not a wizard who studies kraken.
No, I mean a kraken that is also a wizard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That wizard is crack-a-lackin'.
Mm-hmm.
Does he have a magic card?
Yes! Tolarian Kraken. He hasn't gotten a level of wizard yet, so he's only still just normal Kraken. But I'm assuming by now he's gained a level of wizard.
That's been enough time.
Uh-huh. It's, you know, that's why he's the perfect student. He's contemplative, resourceful, and original. Everything else aside, it's the perfect student. Giant, like, super brained Kraken.
This is a new card, and you're.
Uh-huh. Tolarian Kraken. It's a thing. And he's totally studying. He'll show up. Like, it'd be like, he, like, shows up at a window, like, with one of his giant eyes. So, like, you'll see, like, at a class, like, a giant eyeball will come out. And, like, you'll see, like, two tentacles will, like, you know, or, like, a bunch of tentacles will, like, be carrying, like, books and pencils or stuff, you know? So it can, like, you know, draw in, like, really tiny letters.
I hate it.
This is wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and that's his name. I'm going to copy that into my book so I don't forget it. Slth.
Slthricarthlrknk.
Slthricarthlrknk.
It's
Again,
yeah.
just gonna call him Karth.
Who's gonna go to prom with Slthricarthlrknk?
I
Very-
will.
Wintress will probably go to prom with the Kraken.
Yeah.
It's Wintress.
You go to a study group with him. You have to like go up on the roof where he could be like he could kind of like be out in the water and kind of at the edge of the academy, and he'd be like, like I guess he'll like use like telepathy or something to like speak with you. It's like,
Does he like come to class late with toast in his mouth?
yes, except instead of a toast, it's a whale. Just like a whale hanging out of its mouth. Anyway.
Look at that Gigabrain boy.
He is a Gigabrain boy.
I support Slthricarthlrknk. I've gotten good at saying that name.
That's it 10 times fast.
No, don't.
Slthricarthlrknk, 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 Slthricarthlrknk. Fuck. I got closer than I thought I would.
You did get closer than anybody thought you would. Let's call it here, though, now that we've got Slthricarthlrknk. God. Mm-hmm.
He's a 4/6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He is pretty good. Yep. And whenever you draw a card, you can tap something.
Yeah.
Or untap.
Yeah, that's also good, too.
You could
Good for
untap
it.
him.
Good for a control deck.
Very good for a control deck. Anyway.
Ooh, you can untap all your Timmies.
Yes, you can. And away. Let's call it here. We'll have to register for
Here.
classes next time. And we'll have to talk a little bit about the horrible, horrible secrets that Maxwell has learned.
Apple?
I'm excited for these secrets.
They'll be wonderful for good old Maxwell to enjoy.
Level?
Actually, yes. That was actually something I was going to give you.
Yay,
What was
level.
You get
You
a
get a
level.
level.
Yeah.
Oh, Max, I'm about to solve all your psychic problems.
Oh, please do. I'm sick of having those.
Max, I'm about to give you all the psychic problems.
Oh, no.
You
Got
can't anymore
enough.
after this, motherfucker.
Psychiatric
I'm also
problems.
fixing all of my breathing problems.
Mm-hmm. You're getting robot lungs.
I'm getting rid of my lungs.
Use robot lungs. Anyway, let's go around, have people give shout-outs to who they are, where to find them, etc., as we normally do. We'll, of course, as usual, do the reverse color order. I have been doing the intros at first because I've just been so lazy for the last couple of weeks. But we'll do the outros as normal. We'll start with Mads in her dark screen of doom.
Hi. Yeah, despite the fact that you cannot see me, I am currently here. I was just very, very tired and decided I didn't want to be seen on camera.
Mm.
I'm sorry, my brain has went burr today and I couldn't think at all.
Mm-hmm. Fish.
Hi, everybody. I'm Fish Harlan. This week, you can find me inventing the world's first 1D printer.
Wow. It'll be impressive.
Impressive.
Mhm.
I'm going to have to break a few dimensional barriers to make it work, but I'm willing to give it a shot.
Hey, we have math to support it at least. And then we move on to Lee.
Hey guys, I'm just Lee Belmont, your noble vampire hunter. I do a whole lot of speedruns on my channel, currently pushing for top 500 in Mario Odyssey, so yeah.
Cool. And Joe?
I'm going to invent the 4D printer.
I think mine's going to be easier.
Yeah. Yes, it will.
Mine could print back in time, though.
I mean, if you believe that theory. I'm not convinced that time's the fourth dimension.
Ooh.
Never happened.
Anyway, I'm Joe. You'll find me here on Tantus's channel. I'll see everyone Saturday for discussing tabletop, and then back here on Thursday.
Yep. And finally, Lindsay.
Burr.
Burr. Burr indeed. And myself,
Poetic
Tentis
words.
Nav and Dracovin. You can find me here most days. If you're looking for RPG shows, I got 3 going on during a week, including this one. On Mondays at 1 p.m. EST in the afternoon is Records of Evil, a lawful evil D&D game set in the world, modern-day version of Favorite. It's Forgotten Realms. On Tuesdays at 2 p.m. is Vampire the Masquerade. We're doing Legacies of Kain. That's the game name. Vampire the Masquerade is the actual game. World of Darkness, etc. And of course, this show every Thursday, 8 p.m. If you want to join us a little earlier, if you came in late, that's when we normally start for some D&D Meets Magic. If you're looking for more tabletop stuff, there's also Discussing Tabletop, which Joe mentioned on Saturdays at 2. And then I do some gaming streams. Lately, it's been a lot of Stardew Valley because it just fills that both collectathon neuroses that I have, and it's relaxing. And so I've been doing a lot of it. But I will get back to, of course, the other games that I'm playing, which are Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines and Jedi Fallen Order. I'll do some of that too. And then I'll fit in showing off some things of Parasite Eve at the beginning of a couple of those streams too, because I'm trying to show off getting to level 99 and then eventually at 300 junk. But 300 junk, I'll do most of that off stream, because that's an awful, awful thing to do on stream. Unless you just have a really good chat where you can chat for like 1 billion hours with people. Which is possible. Regardless then. We're gonna pop off. We're gonna have a good rest of our evenings. I hope you do too. Stay safe, stay sane, stay healthy in this crazy, less sane, less healthy time period. Please try your best to keep that. And hopefully, have a great rest of your Saturday evening. We'll see you next week for more crazy adventures that are very wonderful and fun. So, but until then, farewell, everybody. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.